Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Here's Johnny.
Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Bond. James Bond.
Make your lives extraordinary.
Precious. Room flow 2. Room flow 2.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk free.
Welcome to I Watch More Movies Than You, and please take that as a challenge. What else on earth can you spend $10 and then leave the planet for 2 hours? Only movies. Come join us as we experience, explore, and journey through the greatest art form in history.
And here we go.
Welcome back to I Watch More Movies Than You in video. You got Ken.
You got Rob.
And we are coming at you in a violent nature. Ever heard of it, Bobby?
I mean, just recently.
Why do I call you two names in the first 10 seconds? Then we go to a little horror picture on Shudder, which violent nature is going to be in there too, called Stopmotion. That one you may never have heard of. And then, Bobby, give him the third one and get me the heck out of here.
We're doing Alien.
Alien. 1979. 2 years after Star Wars, 1 year after Halloween. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's...
Yeah, and 1 year before The Shining. What a...
Oh, wow.
What a run.
What a crazy run.
If we go back in time, a lot of people would do it to like see Jesus or see like the beginning or dinosaurs. I would go back to just watch four separate years.
No. Yeah, great. Okay, you have one chance to go back in time
and watch a movie
to watch
in theater.
A movie opening day in theater, and when you do, it erases that memory, so you're seeing it for the first reaction.
That is such a great question.
Audience, I mean, what do you see?
Here's what we do. We're gonna, because we're now on video, we're gonna pin that to you guys. Please leave us a 5-star review on the podcast because we love you and you love us. Smash that like button on YouTube. I Watch More Movies Than You, and let us know. If you could go back in time, what's the movie you would see? Because there's the real famous answer was that 1923, the train, and everybody literally like fell out of their seats because they'd never had that POV before.
Yeah, I've never.
It's cool. It's a silent film, and it's the train. It was around, I guess, the Buster Keaton era.
Oh, right.
And it scared everybody because it consumed the screen and was coming right out. They hadn't seen that before.
Oh, wow.
Another one would be that'd be fun. That would not be my choice.
No, I mean, I think for me, it's got to be Star Wars.
Oh man!
You know, I mean, to see it. Oh man! To see it on the screen and not knowing that it becomes the juggernaut that it becomes, and just what are you doing?
So I'm showing them Kong.
Okay. Well,
hey, they watch long enough, they're going to see. You bring up a great question. He brings up a great question, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to jump into these movies, don't you worry. But that is tough because I actually did see my favorite movie ever, The Shining, in theaters for the first time.
That's true. We saw that together.
Yeah. 4K.
I grew up
2019.
Watching it, but that was the first time you saw it.
It was a weird blind spot. It was a weird blind spot.
Was it an anniversary? Why did it come back to theater?
Yep, anniversary. Okay. We got it at 4K at the AMC, and we tore that thing up.
So you kind of got that experience.
I did.
That's wild.
I think that has a lot to do how transformative it was.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of great movies, Thor Love and Thunder. Let's get the elephant in the room. That is a Thor Love and Thunder poster. The poster looks great.
Our credibility, your credibility is out the window. This isn't my house.
This is a studio in Drake's house.
Oh.
We got him, by the way.
Please send him back.
We get him. Whoa. We'll move on.
Whoa, are you serious? You don't tell me you're on the Drake side of that.
No, you said. Think about what you said. As far as the movie goes, to Canada, I get it. As far as the movie goes, that I would love to see in theaters for the first time. Oh my goodness, what a question! Because the movie we're covering in this third, Alien, had some revolutionary.
I bet seeing that in the theater in '79 would have been trippy.
It would have been. We'll cover it, but
obviously we're gonna cover it.
I need That's tough, man. I mean, the original Halloween would be up there. The original Nightmare on Elm Street would be up there. I love Friday the 13th, but maybe like the third one, or no, the final chapter would be sick. But no, that's
yeah, that's tough.
That's a tough question.
Yeah,
let me give you an answer so we can move on.
Right.
And I think that answer, because we watched a lot of Hitchcock on here, Chinatown on here, like There's a lot of bangers out there. I'd like to see Tree of Life at the festival when it first showed the Malick movie, but I will say, I mean, a lot of popular answer would be Lawrence of Arabia, things of that nature. I'm going to say...
I've never seen that.
Same. But it's right there. It's sitting there in 4K. I'm going to say, again, audience, we want to know y'all's... You know what? Not audience. Friends. Friends.
Yeah, we're friends with all of them.
Do we look like how you guys thought? Drop dead gorgeous. I guess I will say...
I'm glad they're seeing you because I think it makes a lot more sense.
I will say... Dude, I think it came out in 2003, but Freddy versus Jason I saw in theaters. I was too young.
That can't be what you would pick, though.
No, but it was so crazy to see these two titans of horror go at it. Like, people were cheering. It was incredible. He was naked for some reason.
Do you remember the Camille Nanjiani makes a joke about this movie?
Did you say a cuss word?
You know who I'm talking about.
Who?
He's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
And he talks about how in Freddy versus Jason, he saw it in the theater when it came out, and there's a part where Freddy is... Well, I won't say what... Freddy says a kind of a racist thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He said that the audience collectively groaned and booed. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, are you suddenly disappointed in the child murderer?" he said, "We're okay with him up until this, and now he's racist, and we can't handle it."
Yeah, hey, that sums up our generation. We're actually here to talk about Trump, pre-Trump. I'm joking. We're joking. We are kidding. That is funny, though. I think, just to give you an answer, because I have to, I'm going to say The Shining, because that was one of the most special moments I had in the theater. It was with you. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember, I had a couple of my employees, because I was working at AMC, to our left, a couple came in late.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And we collectively, which is the power of the movie there, we collectively went through Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece. Yeah. And for me, it was darn near a religious experience, a spiritual experience, pardon me. And I would say that, like, I would run that back. Yeah. That's the best. Yeah. It was awesome.
Imagine seeing that when it came out, like, with a contemporary audience.
That's crazy. But this groundbreaking stuff would be neat, and we'll get to that. But I would say, great question. Again, let us know in the comments your answer. That's a really good question. In a Violent Nature, it's in theaters now, probably on Shudder in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. It came out just a few weeks ago. Directed and written by Chris Nash, starring Ry Barret, Andrea Pavlovic, and Cameron Love. Now you guys get to see me reading all this from the computer, lucky ducks.
I love for the people that are still just listening to it, though.
Spoiler free on everything besides Alien?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to.
So, In a Violent Nature, spoiler free review. Insert that awesome song here. Shout out Tater Tot. We'll get that, get a contract written up. But we have not want to say the first time, but we'll say for the first time, because it is for a lot of people and the novelty of it, an homage to the 80s slasher from the POV of the killer. Yeah. Did you saw this in theaters?
I did, yeah.
You had to.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I'll give the quick synopsis to everyone. And it, let's see here. So you have In a Violent Nature. I did like a little review on YouTube too. Did you see that? Like a little YouTube short while I was driving. My wife got mad at me.
Well, she should have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
actually don't subscribe to the channel, so I didn't know. I keep my real life as separate from this as possible. Nice. Yeah.
You're OnlyFans. So when a locket is removed, I almost forget there's a locket in this movie. When the locket is removed from a collapsed fire tower in the woods that entombs the rotting corpse of Johnny, Jason, a vengeful spirit spurred on by horrific 60-year-old crime, his body's resurrected and becomes hell-bent on retrieving it. Now, Bobby, who wants to start on this one?
I mean...
Okay. So...
I don't care.
Okay, I will say this right off the bat.
Right.
Okay, I have some notes.
Right. Wow. I am so glad people are seeing behind the curtain on this one. I'm so glad.
All right, boys.
This is what I deal with. Oh, you can see the carpet.
Yeah, the shine.
Yeah, we got some shining carpet in here.
Welcome to the Overlook, boys and girls.
Wow. That was almost a different sentence.
Violent Nature. So, okay. I'll give... I'll give my thoughts. Allow me to go off the cuff. I'm glad they're seeing behind it too, dude. I told you we're made for video. We're made for video.
The title, and then just close the book.
Okay, so In Violent Nature. Before I do it, I want to say on Letterboxd. Hey, box. I barely. That would be, dude. dating app for cinephiles. Letterbox. Remember you put a camera on us, we come alive, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if you're not smashing a 5-star, are you human? So, this movie is going to. I was just, and I know this is common saying, it subverts expectations. Mm-hmm. But it does in the premise alone. So it had me asking before you actually watched it, is it possible for it to be as good? Because the POV of us, you obviously insert yourself as the campers in Friday the 13th, the teenagers in Nightmare on Elm Street, the classmates and the bangs of What's-Her-Face and Scream. You know what I mean? Like, and so thus, you don't see behind the curtain, and you're scared. I knew right away this movie would have to trade. I wrote this, actually, proud of this line. You would have to trade fear for anticipation. You'd have to trade fear for tension. So would it be the same kind of movie? So I put Violent Nature is a slow roll deconstruction of the slasher genre. A question I had going in was if it would work from the killer's point of view. I love the novelty of it because you just don't see it. Imagine watching Alien from the Xenomorph. But it changes things. That's not as scary.
No.
So that's a tall task for Chris Nash and team. So you trade fear for anticipation. It's kind of a different movie. And my answer is, does it work? Is sort of. So you're dropped in. I think the movie's front heavy for me with a couple of super unique kills that are intense. Because you drop in, and this is in the previews. This is not spoil first 5 minutes of the movie. And you're just following over. Well, you see the locket snatch, which is just setting on like a dead piece of wood. So, you know. Yeah. I think Johnny wanted it to be snatched. And then you start following this killer, right? You get a kill, off-screen kill, the only one that's off-screen. Yeah. And he's walking. It's an ASMR, but he's crunching the leaves. It's very pleasant.
For a while.
That's a fair point.
It gets too much, because there's no music.
There's no music. This is a scoreless film.
And I like that to a degree.
It's unique.
But it's leaf crunching 70% of this movie.
Different's not always better. Now, the pacing is slow.
That's why, because you said you like the novelty of it. And I do like the idea of it being, from the killer's point of view, I do like that they stick with that for about 60-70% of the movie. However, I think you lose something.
You do. You trade it.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's worth it, because I hate... I'm stuck between loving innovation in film and hating gimmicks.
Well, you try it, and then maybe the next iteration's better.
Maybe so. You know what would have been great for me on this is...
And I'm not going to completely crap on it like Rob is, by the way, guys.
I'm not completely crapping on it. Like, there were parts of it that were really interesting. But, like, for example, when you're following the killer and you're seeing how he's slowly approaching someone from the distance, and it's the victim in the distance instead of the killer coming through. I liked those shots.
Yeah.
Those moments
over the shoulder.
I really loved that.
Like the spinning camera at the campfire.
I will tell you what I don't like is I felt like they took the easy way out sometimes by switching away from him. You know what I mean? Like, I wish, if they were going to do it, I wish they had just stuck to it. Because what I think would have been creepier.
They stuck to it in that one scene.
Well, yes, they do.
And the other scene where it just kept going. Funny movie. It's kind of a funny movie.
Yeah, I think what I would have preferred
Laid on us, Bob.
You know how in classic, like, Halloween or Jason, they're moving at a slow pace, but yet somehow they always catch up, or somehow they always pop in front of them, or whatever. I really wish they had taken a chance and shown how the killer does that.
You wanted him to teleport, didn't you?
I didn't want him to teleport. You know what I really wanted? I wanted a scene like in, I don't know why this is so scary to me, but you remember in Get Out when that character just runs?
Yes, it's terrifying.
I just wish we saw him just being so
terrifying.
Stoic, and then as soon as that person's out of shot, he just mad dashes. I kind of wanted to see that.
That'd be cool.
I kind of wanted to see that.
Neat.
Or something to where it was at least. I mean, I get that might take away from the scare factor a little bit.
I mean, if I saw him just, it'd look a little weird,
almost supernatural, almost like super speed.
Well, the rumor is, it's funny you say that, especially came about because you can do it in the Friday the 13th game, RIP, although it may came back. Is that Jason teleports?
Interesting.
Yes,
this was Jason. This is a Friday the 13th movie.
That's what. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. People. Because everybody wants a Friday the 13th movie, right?
Okay.
And we haven't had one in the longest since 2008, Jared Padalecki. Well, you just got one. Go support it in theaters. This is Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually say that with a yay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I do think you could cut out 20 to 30% of the walking.
Yeah.
We'll get to the controversy part. That people talk about the ending, and we're not going to spoil it at all. We'll do general thoughts, so guys can go watch it and see if you agree. But I think the beginning, it was super strong. Because you get the first 5 minutes, people, he's walking. And you hear these two guys arguing, a game warden and some, hick that lives out there in a good way. And they're getting into it. And this killer just beelining towards him. Makes no effort to not be seen. Makes nothing. He walks around the garage. Guy leaves. Other guy walks away. Killer walks right in the house where the guy just walked in. And you're right over his shoulder. You hear the creaky.
It's a strong start.
That's a great start. That's why I think the film's a little uneven.
Yeah.
There's these really bright spots.
Yeah.
And then walking.
And the yoga kill.
The yoga kill.
Yeah.
The yoga kill is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just go watch it. That one can't be. That's an intense scene.
Yeah.
That's unique, novel. I love it. That's why I'm excited to see what Chris Nash does next. But
no, I am excited about what he does.
But that scene when he walks in the house, that actually still managed to be fearful.
Yeah.
Because you just were waiting on that guy to get it. You see him look at a couple of things. The movie could have ended right there, by the way, if he would have found the line. But then he chases the guy. But it's just that right there was really intense because it was this home invasion-esque. Okay, we haven't seen it. We got right into it. Then the movie does suffer from pacing issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It goes from the intensity of that, and I get it. They really, really leaned into his point of view.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot of walking in the beautiful Alberta forests, but it's a lot of walking.
It's a lot of walking.
But when it's on, it's on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ended up giving it like a 3 on Letterboxd. It's a little above average for me. It won't be for a lot of people. Won't be.
I haven't put it on Letterboxd, but I'd probably put it at a 2.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want to spoil it.
Maybe 2.5.
You even have a Tommy Jarvis in this movie. Straight out of Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah, I don't think they were trying to hide that, really.
No, I don't either. That's why I'm okay with, I don't...
Yeah. They get points for that. Yeah.
How cool was his mask?
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
I love the mask. Yeah. I love the mask. Yeah. How cool was that one kill, too, where just...
This movie's better to look at than to watch.
That has been, it's funny you say that. I've heard people on podcasts and whatnot say that it's a great put on the background movie. Really? I give it a little more than that. Like, I loved watching it in the theater. Yeah. I watched it alone, and a couple other guys ended up coming in and we all made out. But and it was cool because I was completely focused. It was slower, but I'm okay with it, especially because we've been watching older movies.
Yeah.
And pacing has changed.
Yeah. Cuts
have changed. Editing has changed.
You're right. Pacing has changed. And so maybe this is trying to harken back to a 70s, 80s.
I think it also, a lot of people don't like the ending. They say you could cut out the last 10 minutes. We're not going to say what it is. It's spoiler free. I actually think it is a nod to a very famous slasher that also happened in daylight. 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, right.
I do.
I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah, that makes sense.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah,
and guess the actress driving the truck is from Friday the 13th.
Is she really?
Yep. This is why they're not hiding anything. This was on purpose.
Right.
And I love it. They're horror fans, man. We got a POV of the killer. Yeah. Like, that's always going to have a great poster. Great mask. A little slower. Some people have issues with that. But I gave it a 3 or a 3.5. I think I gave it a 3. I would definitely go watch it in theaters and support it. We want indie horror. When it comes out on Shudder, watch it. It's fun. It's unique. I don't know how often I'll revisit it, but I could see revisiting it maybe around Halloween once. But really, it's a good summer one.
Yeah.
It's a good summer one.
Yeah, it's a good, yeah.
But there is a lot of walking. And people say that about DayZ, the video game. They call it a walking simulator. So you either kind of like those things or you don't. So this will be a very divisive film. We've already seen that. Are you okay to leave in a violent nature there?
Yeah.
Up next, spoiler-free review, Stopmotion on Shudder now. Directed by Robert Morgan. Written by Robin King and Robert Morgan. Starring Aisling Franciosi, Stella Gonet, and Tom York. Nailed it.
I'm so glad we're prepared.
And I love first of all, and it's another IFC film. I love stop motion. I mean, Coraline is a top 5 movie.
Well,
for
I
me.
was about to say, does this movie not remind you of Coraline?
Interesting.
I don't necessarily. I love Coraline. He's got a cool post where you can't see it.
It's awesome. Cool yeah, my wife commandeered it and put it above her section.
So I
can't wait till they can see all this.
I love Coraline.
It's one of the
so
best
I'm not
movies
trying
I've
to
ever
compare
seen.
them or whatever, but I did get a feeling with that here, and I wish they had leaned more into
dark
that.
fantasy and stop motion.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I wish they would have leaned more too.
I wish they'd lean more into it too, because, well, I guess give us the synopsis and then we'll get into opinions.
You got it. I'm drinking the biggest whiskey sour that any of y'all have ever seen.
Wow.
Just want to put that, unless that's bad on YouTube, then I'm not. The synopsis, because it could be, honestly. That's a very short storyline, seriously. A stop motion animator struggles to control her demons after the loss of her overbearing mother. So you get zoomed in. I thought, by the way, I want to say this right off the bat, that Aisling Francois, who played Ella Blake, was phenomenal. I thought she was a great actress. I think that she's going to be another. She should be another. She should be,
yeah.
But right off the gate, you're dropped in really dreary apartment kind of setting, but you have I love stop motion, and you realize that her mom is deteriorating, but a mad genius.
Yeah.
Everybody loves her boyfriend. And the daughter wants to follow in her footsteps, but she's in her shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a sense of urgency that you almost like foreshadowing. You see it coming as soon as the mom says, "This is something I have to finish. I have to finish this movie."
I think she even literally says before she dies.
Yeah, she does. She goes, "Before I die, I have to finish this movie."
Yeah. Bit of a tyrant, though. So you feel immediately for our protagonist.
You know how those stop motion animators are.
I guess. Are they?
I don't either.
Henry Selick seems pleasant.
Probably.
So is Tim Burton.
Yeah.
We got both. Coraline is getting re-released in a remastered 3D. Did you see that?
I did not.
By Laku Studio. Oh, yeah. It's
posters. Very cool. It's a great movie.
It's incredible. One of my favorite. So you're dropped in on that. And then you follow it to, it's in the previews, the demise of her mother. But it doesn't stop there. Something starts to set in where she becomes, and I love this. I love the story. Famous.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Yeah. I just realized that everyone is seeing my DVD display. For those that are watching, this is how high tech we just have DVDs.
We got Star Wars and more Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is how tech we are. We're going to have better lighting next time and show you guys some of the cool horror and movie stuff behind us, or behind y'all. But look at that scene on Alien. We'll talk about it. But,
we will.
So stop motion, a little hour, it gets in and gets out, little hour and a half picture. I wanted more of the dark fantasy and the actual stop motion. Let me ask you this. Do you like the trope, the artist that goes too far and goes into madness?
If that's the trope we're dealing with, then I don't mind it. But is that the trope we're dealing with, or are we dealing with the trope? We're not spoiling this, are we?
No.
Okay. So then let me tell you the other trope that you see. I think you see, which I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, okay, but I think that what they do is, I hate using words like derivative, but okay. I think it's been done a lot. I think it is a little derivative, and you see it coming, right? Like you see it coming. I wish that they had been a little bit more kooky with it.
You know where I agree. I wanted Indian in the Cupboard.
Oh my gosh! Yes, 100%. Whether it was real or not,
Right.
That would have been the better way to go. That's literally, that's when I was watching it. I was literally thinking, I wished it was these characters that were doing
You get a little bit, people.
Yeah.
You get a little bit.
I wish they had leaned into that. I mean, just like they do with Coraline.
Yeah.
Right? Because,
because
like, the thing is that the audience knows, even before Coraline does, that this is bad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes away the surprise factor.
Yeah.
And surprise factor, but it leans into the foreboding. I wish this film had done that, because you see it you see the twist coming, and I think, okay, well, if you see it coming, then there's no surprise. Plus, you don't get the descent into madness that you're.
That's a great way to put
it. To capture.
I would say this though. You know what? Where this subverted expectations for me a little bit.
Where?
It was more brutal than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is more brutal.
It's at its best when her realities are blended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you do have some fantastical moments of following puppetry.
My problem with it, though,
is... And the little girl from the freaking... what's the Silent Hill?
Oh, yeah.
Continue.
I don't know how much I believe. Okay, let me say this first.
Let them know. Let them know, Bobby.
I think the film. What are you doing? Nobody cares.
They
about
get
that.
it. They get it.
No one cares about it. Oh yeah,
and ripped.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: we were sexy the whole time. Some people got it all. It's us.
I love the stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
I loved. I loved the way the movie looked, and I thought it was well acted.
A couple good jump scares too.
What I don't
let them know, Bobby. Seriously, let them know.
I don't think.
Turn your rubber away and get at it.
I just don't know. I don't know. I think that I think they're doing things that have been done, and I wish they had just. What are you doing?
I have notes on my phone, and it continue. No, continue.
We're so prepared.
Continue. I love you.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I don't believe her descent. You know what I mean? I felt like we had. I wish we had stayed with maybe the mom a little bit longer, and kind of saw, because I don't know why. And I guess this is a little spoilery.
It's okay.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. But
skip forward 30 seconds.
But I don't know why. I'll say it this way. I don't believe her madness.
I didn't take any notes.
I don't believe her madness, really. Like, what causes her to fall into this? Is it because of is it the stress of the project? Is it the love for the project? Is it the mother?
It goes back to the mom, I think, screaming at her when she's like a millimeter off. I think she had her mind broken.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I think. I think
but does that cause the intense psychological breakdown?
Do you think there's something
goes through?
Supernatural? Try not to.
No. See, if they were going to do something like that, they should have put it. They should have gone. They're setting it up to be a psychological component, and they don't. If they were going to treat it supernatural, they should have done so through the stop motion animation. They should have done it. They should have done it with the actual art. If the art was actually
I would have preferred that.
Against her, that would have been.
Yeah,
whether it was still psychological or supernatural, that would have been a more interesting route.
I think we wanted a different movie.
I think we wanted it.
I think we did.
Because the way it starts to make... I think
we wanted a good movie.
Problem with,
no, I'm joking. Chris Nash listens. I'm joking, by the way. Or Robert Morgan, I'm joking.
I think it started, and I thought, we're going to get like a Coraline kind of movie. And then then as soon as I had that thought, that's all I cared about.
Yeah, that... I don't know if we'll get another one of those the rest of our lives.
No, but what we get has been done a lot.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Okay, let's break it down. So, didn't work for you because you didn't see the Descent into Madness having a nice reason, a payoff in the script. And you didn't see a setup and payoff.
And then what we actually get has already been done. It's been done a lot.
I do like...
And better.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I like the brutality.
I do too.
Remember when two people came to help her,
Right.
and that doesn't go the way you think it was going to go.
Right. Yes.
At all.
Yeah.
That I love.
That was interesting.
Long
yeah.
shots too, so it kept us in it.
Yeah.
People that you actually cared about because they have our best interest. So like on movies like this, I like to look at like, okay, so the story didn't work for you. I think we had some good performances, some good cinematography.
Yeah, it's the story. The story didn't work. I think everything else was actually pretty.
Special effects was good
good
when they were stop motioning
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the stop motion was great, and the creatures that were made were really scary. They're very interesting.
When Mr. Ash,
and that's a great.
I wanted
idea.
more Mr. Ash.
That's a great idea. They should have leaned way more into that.
Way more.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think we wanted a little bit different of a film than we got. I didn't. That being said, I haven't rated it, but I am glad I watched it. And I know I'm the like moron optimist of the show, but like I'm glad I watched it because I thought it was good, but not great. I'm good meaning I probably would give it 2.5 on Letterboxd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did love the ending. I won't get into it here.
Mm-hmm.
I love the foreshadowing leading up to it too. There's a scene with that cloth material.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't think I'll revisit it.
Mm-hmm.
I do look forward to what he does next. I do think it was well shot.
I'm very excited for what he does next because I think he has the direct. The direct.
Because you would make the argument he could have this. Because nepotism's interesting, right? So you just saw a film we're not going to discuss, The Watchers, which Shamalama Ding Dong's daughter.
Oh yeah,
that's his daughter.
Yeah.
And you could argue that like that she got a theatrical release and everything else like that.
Yeah.
But she's also just getting started. I hope she has an incredible future. I love her dad.
I do too. Yeah.
We got him.
Wow.
We got M. Night Shyamalan.
Wow.
Best movie. What's his best movie? You're going to say Signs. I think it's Signs.
I think Signs is good. It's Signs or Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's tough.
I like The Village too. Not a lot of people like The Village.
I do too. I like Shyamalan.
I do too.
Yeah. But I'm with you. This movie, I would have liked to have seen it lean more into the gimmick of stop, and it's not a gimmick; it's an amazing medium, but of stop motion. I liked it. I know I keep saying this, a little uneven. I thought it ended fine. Yeah, 2.5 from me. If you want to watch stop motion on Shudder, I think it's a fun solo watch at night.
It's probably another 2 for me.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to the final boss of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. I have a sick poster for it. You can't see it, but we're going to the 1979 Ridley Scott sci-fi horror genre smasher classic, Alien.
I'm so glad you said genre smasher because I think you're meaning that in both horror and sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because like you got to think this movie comes out, we've got it playing right now.
Yeah, we did.
This movie comes out 2 years after the original Star Wars movie, which it in and of itself changed sci-fi, right?
Yep. Changed everything.
And then this movie takes it in a whole other direction.
This movie does not get made if George Lucas doesn't hit a home run. I was looking into it. This was already sitting in the desk and written even before that came out.
Yeah.
But there was no sci-fi interest believed by the executives.
Oh, and they didn't believe it was Star Wars.
They
and
were
then it came out, and then here's the thing: is that at the time you were getting movies like Chinatown, like you were getting dark movies. You were getting
we were still stuck in westerns too.
We were in a cynical time period, and so then Star Wars comes out and does a 180 on everything, and it opens the door. And although it doesn't have the same tone, but you get to step what the heck? You get to like step completely out of the element of modern films at that time.
Yeah, and even a familiar story, a hero's journey, things of that nature. But it's all of a sudden we went from westerns to the stars.
Yeah,
and like this was a piece of that. This doesn't get made without that. This also has that lived in space, non-sterile of 2001: Space Odyssey, although it borrows a lot.
Yeah.
And I think they even equate them to truck drivers.
So different. Oh yeah, so different from like Star Wars. Star Wars is very bright and it's a soap opera. It's almost like a stage play. It's whatever. And then this, despite the fact that they're in space, it's a a physically dark movie. Like there's a lot of shadow. There's it's not bright lights and white hallways and shiny droids.
And you start isolated. The opening shots are just those pans of the hallway.
Did you watch the director's cut or did you watch the theatrical?
I think theatrical.
Okay. You should watch the director's cut sometime.
I know there's a couple. I know the scenes in it, but they take away from like what aliens and stuff, and it being the queen. We are going to spoil.
Well, not really. I mean, it doesn't change the.
Well, it goes against biology, I guess. Because one of the reasons I say the xenomorph is so scary is because we understand it's biology, and if no other thing in nature turns people into eggs.
But that's not the scene I'm talking about, though. The scene that I'm talking about...
Yeah, we're going to spoil this. A spoiler alert!
Is the first time you see the xenomorph.
Hey, can I say this real quick? Mm-hmm. This is Jaws in space.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah. It's a slasher.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's a haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this movie, it's kind of insane. I had seen it as a kid, right?
Yeah.
When we revisit it. Seriously, hold that thought, because I'm going to give the premise.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how almost perfect it was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it knocked my socks off.
Yeah.
My legs were just in the air.
I bet they were.
You know what I mean? I was on my back and my legs were in the air.
It's interesting you say that, considering how, like, psychosexual this movie is.
That is interesting, because they get the xenomorph. Okay. Well, let me do the premise.
Yeah.
We'll do the premise. We may want to break, this one's so interesting, we may want to break it down in...
to several episodes?
Or, well, no, I was going to say structure.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because, okay, here's the premise of Alien. There's an alien. No, the crew of a commercial spacecraft encounters a deadly life form after investigating a mysterious transmission of unknown origin. You know what's really cool about this is you have no idea who the main protagonist is.
That's what I was going to say, is that this would never be made today.
Look how beautiful
this would never be made today, because you, if it were made today, you would know who your main character was within the opening scene. In this movie, you don't find out until you're literally halfway through it.
100%.
And you don't know
100%.
until she starts really stepping up.
So speaking of subverting expectations, it does that in a lot of ways. This is interesting because you have this mining crew. What's the name of the Nostromo?
Mm-hmm.
And then this plays on a couple things. You can definitely see the 2001: Space Odyssey influence with one of the crewmates that we're staring at right now.
Yeah.
But they're awakened. And another thing, so the movie opens, they're panning through the spaceship. You see the little thing moving back. It looks abandoned. You think it's abandoned at first. And then you see them all coming out of stasis. Right?
Yeah.
And your opening, this is another thing that plays in not having a main character, is like the Last Supper. They're all just eating and talking, and you get everything you need about each character and like them, all from that.
Yeah.
So that another thing, and a lot of these set pieces were used in Blade Runner, but Ridley Scott's just one of the greatest of all time.
Ridley Scott is so good, and we'll get to it towards the end. But I think because he is so good, it almost spoils the rest of the franchise.
Yeah, James Cameron takes a whack in the sequel, though.
He does,
and I can't remember it, so I'm going to rewatch it. We'll cover it next episode.
Yeah, I figured we were going to have to.
See, it's interesting. A lot of people like it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you can top this original. I wouldn't have cared if they would have kept it a mystery.
You can't.
But I'm a Prometheus lover.
See, this is the only movie I care for in the franchise.
It's the best.
Yeah,
there's no doubt. This was the masterpiece.
Everything else past this, I feel like you're just getting by far diminishing returns each time.
Oh yeah, it's the effect of like Bruce Willis in the first Die Hard.
Okay, no. Yeah, it's an amazing movie, but you don't not get worse as it goes.
But then he becomes a normal guy. Then he starts riding motorcycles into helicopters.
Have you not seen Die Hard with a Vengeance?
I don't know.
Have you not seen Die Hard with a Vengeance?
He doesn't know how to do any of that.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Does he do something crazy?
He doesn't do something crazy in that one. It's the third one. But they're all crazy. They're all crazy. He's
just a cop.
He doesn't even have shoes on in the first one. He's got one machine gun and he takes out everyone. So you have to. The first one's the best. I'll give you that.
And it's a Christmas movie.
But it's not as a Bruce Willis movie.
I love him. I miss him.
But
he's still alive. But
But Die Hard with a Vengeance is so good.
You
got Sam Jackson. You've got New York City.
It's from here.
I know. You've got
Trump.
No, what's his name? Jeremy Irons.
I don't remember who that is. You have to show me.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying. I think this... Okay, Halloween came out a year before this, 1978,
Yes,
John Carpenter.
yes.
It's the best.
Absolutely.
I'm still glad the others exist.
I do. I enjoy
but they
the
don't
other
touch
ones,
the first.
but I don't enjoy the other Alien movies.
Okay, so I can't remember them. Oh, I like Prometheus. That's where we're different.
I'll be honest.
And I like Covenant.
I'll have to rewatch Aliens because I don't remember it. But I just already... I don't like James Gunn. Not James Gunn.
James Cameron.
James Cameron. My problem with that is that I think Ridley Scott hits it perfectly with... You said earlier, this is Jaws in space.
He does.
Like,
I mean, he really does.
You don't see the xenomorph much.
Not at all.
And it builds up...
It's even in some scenes you don't know it's in.
It builds up suspense.
Suspense.
And it builds anticipation and anxiety.
Yeah.
And like what I was talking about with the director's cut, the first time you see the xenomorph, he's just suspended in air. And it's not this big reveal. It's not some big musical score. It's not a jump scare. It's not a splash page of... It's just... You don't even almost notice it at first.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hanging there.
That's crazy. That is cool.
It's crazy, yeah.
It is funny though that Ridley's favorite version is the theatrical, and he said that the only reason he did the other one was to make money because they were doing whatever. He's very honest. The director's cut's actually shorter than the theatrical.
That's funny.
He took out the scenes of them having coffee and stuff like that, speeded it up, but added those.
Well, I do like those scenes.
I do too. No, I think there could be a marriage there because I would like to see the hanging scene. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But I have this movie. Okay, Aliens. You're dropped in there. You have this cast of characters. You like them, right? That's good writing, good dialogue.
Yeah.
You like all of them, like kind of. A lot of things rewarded on the second and third rewatch, of course. But this did win an Oscar as well, and it was it production design?
I don't know.
I think it's production design. Deservingly so.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful spaceship in all of its grunge and cyberpunk.
And it's ambitious to, and like I said, like you said, it was already written before Star Wars, but
it's so lived in, as everybody
Star
says.
Wars unfortunately spawned so many like wannabe films, and this isn't a wannabe film. They go
probably because it was written prior.
You would think almost out of their way to be something different. Like it does look lived in. It does look grungy. It looks like Blade Runner.
And he goes on to
exactly.
make it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
he uses some of the same stuff.
It looks like Blade Runner. A more cynical idea of future in space.
No, 100%. Yeah. So then things start to happen, like a haunted house movie.
Yeah.
Things start to happen. They realize Mother, their AI system, Timely, sent them off course towards an SOS signal. They think.
Isn't it wild that in every interpretation of AI, it has been negative, and yet we're still...
Say that again. No notes. I don't... What am I doing?
I'm glad you weren't even listening.
Did I do it here? No, you said every AI movie, and then you stopped.
No, I finished my thought.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. You just weren't listening.
People, should we kiss?
No.
Continue, please, if you can. Winona Ryder, we got her.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Continue, please. Dude, how good was that strobe sequence, though?
It's exhausting to talk to
the face hugger. Can I say this real quick?
Your mom's a face hugger.
You know how amazing she is, actually. But you know how amazing, like it's on the screen right now, the face hugger.
Yeah.
Another subverted expectation in this, because it didn't exist yet as a trope, is that we show you the little thing, but the big thing's coming.
Oh, the big thing's coming.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm married. And I don't even know what that means. But the face hugger, they use like crustacean meat.
This is what I'm talking about with like, there's an uncomfortable layer of like psychosexual horror.
Okay, that is interesting. The face hugger stunk so bad everybody vomited on set, which is cool. It added to it. Also, I wanted to ask your opinion on this because this is interesting. Admittingly, I would like to watch some of the stuff. I have the quadrilogy, by the way, which is the Alien quadrilogy on DVD. Is the best possible set to own. My dad got it, shout out Pops, at a yard sale years ago.
Ooh.
But I'd like to watch some of the behind the scenes stuff with Ridley Scott, Sigourney Weaver, and everybody. I didn't even go over but you guys know it's Alien. But admittingly, I don't know his thoughts on this. I know a couple of them. But they get the idea of it in my notes here, right? One of the best things is he got approval was for the budget to include the creature design.
Is this not the best creature design? I was going to ask you.
Untouchable.
It's kind of sad because we haven't had a better design since then, and it's been 50 years.
No, if you singled out some Star Wars aliens, there's some cool stuff.
Yeah, maybe, but
nothing.
But
Predator.
Okay, maybe Predator. Maybe something like Jabba the Hutt, something really weird like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything as scary as this.
No, it's unbelievable.
It's weird.
They even made its weakness, what's normally a weakness in bleeding, a defense mechanism. So the famous thing is, why don't they just shoot it and blow at the thing? Well, guess what? They do. They all die. Its blood burns through the hole.
Mm-hmm. No.
It's
burns through the what?
Force. Hull.
Yeah, no. It's a joke.
I'm about to.
Anyway.
I love that sequence where they're landing on the
I seem like the psychosexual nature of it with you have the face hugger. It's very
rapey.
Invading. I was gonna say invading, but
I went with a more politically correct term.
Okay.
Well, H.R. Geiger is xenomorph. That artist, the Swiss dude that they got it from, loves all his. There's phalluses in all of his stuff.
Well, you see it in their artwork.
You do.
You see it in the design of the character with the second mouth and all that. Like, there's a lot of.
What is your thought on that?
I don't
there looks
know
like there's
other
a
than just
a hoonanny on the top of the eggs, even.
Yeah, I think it's. I
the
think it's
opening of the
designed.
ship was like an anus.
I think it's designed to be just uncomfortable.
Okay, question then, because there's a very famous, I cannot remember who, and I think there's some intentionality to this. One of the things, obviously, the themes are childbirth and a male experiencing it.
Yeah.
So you have the famous chest cavity scene.
Do you know that none of the actors knew that was going to happen?
I heard that. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so cool. There's one that was debunked a little bit where they didn't know the xenomorph. They hadn't seen it. They had, but they didn't know he's going to spray blood on all of them. So that was real.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, the chest thing is insane. But what I've heard is part of it and part of the script, and the script was written by Dan O'Bannon, and a great sci-fi name in it. He looks like he like Rita's old ones, like what's his face on the front.
What?
The guy with the long hair. Looks like he'd break a mattress.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Fabio.
Oh right.
You know that. You know. We got him.
It's a maze to get to what you're talking about half the time.
Hey, at the Overlook maze.
Yeah.
But I start chopping you with an axe. That's why I went with the video. I literally just wanted to air me murdering you. But that aside, is was some like one of the things is sexual assault.
Yeah, it's definitely sexual assault.
Right, males experiencing childbirth. Now, it is interesting. Is it? I don't think it's forefront though. I think it's meant what you said to psychologically unsettle you.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's more than anything.
Look at the alien ship. It's a rib cage. It's everything.
Yeah.
Like what is like that? So we follow this crew, and they do have to land. I love the landing on the planet. By the way, they're going to make that a quick sequence, but they said that's so hard, and they were able to keep that like 5 minutes in. Very 2020, but and you have some amazing shots with the helmets. The helmets were so annoying, by the way. They'd hyperventilate and have to get oxygen and stuff like that.
Oof.
Tough movie. Yeah, tough movie.
Yeah.
At least you didn't say it was like Coppola said.
I know you said that, like you know the cast, but this is a dope cast.
Yeah, let's go over them because you're right. Because you have Ian Holm as Ash, one of the best British actors of all time. Harry Dean Stanton, John Hurt as Kane.
John Hurt's one on the gurney.
Sigourney Weaver,
and he's amazing.
Thomas, dude, here's what's cool about him. So John Hurt is Kane, and the first thing you see in this movie, and you actually hear Ash calling it as Kane's son, is John Hurt. Kane is the one that gives birth to the alien. That's not an accident. There's subversion here. Yeah. There's subtext here. I'm not smart enough to know exactly why. Again, I think it's more of the uncomfortable nature because you just have a darn good movie.
I think so. I think it's supposed to be uncomfortable. I think it's supposed to challenge what you're okay with in a sci-fi movie, maybe.
Yeah, because what gets at dudes having to experience that.
Yeah,
we don't get it.
Yeah,
we don't get it. We don't know that pain. We don't know. So like having it. You have the alien seed in you. Even
Wow,
the way it kills you with the mouth in the
hate
mouth
that.
is it has to penetrate you.
Yeah. Hey, I don't say seed again. Let's try not. Let's try not to do that. Going.
Shooters. Don't say bomb an airplane. Bomb. By the way, his show has got the second season coming out. Yay, Severance.
What are you talking about?
But here's another way this subverts. This is why I actually think this was intentional on a level. I don't know if that's meant to be top. Was this movie, again, why I also call it a slasher, is because you don't know who the main character is, but lo and behold, who made all the right decisions and was the strongest character, Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. She, what she does is that she follows protocol.
Even more than the Ash, the scientist.
More than anybody.
More than anybody.
I mean, to the point she almost comes off cold, and but she's the only one doing exactly what she should be doing.
She's strong too.
She's
able
strong,
to tell.
and she has she stays level-headed. She stays level-headed through the entire film.
She does, which subverts female expectations.
Yeah, in
your mind, not mine. I know they're great.
Right.
Sexist.
Well, it does. It does subvert the final girl thing that's already starting to become a thing. The scream queen kind of thing.
Yeah.
She's not that.
Yeah.
She's not that. She's
She faces him head on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's such an amazing scene because then it busts through. You have that famous, and it busts through, and it rides out like an RC car.
Yeah. It's
You know what's really powerful about this movie? I think though,
what?
You don't just have one villain, because you have one of their. Again, we're spoiling. One of their cast members is artificial intelligence.
Right. Yes.
Replaced 2 days before they were gone to be and do the will of Mother. And Ash is as scary as the Xenomorph is. Yeah. He really is.
That's got to be some kind of commentary, though, right?
Yeah, like a capitalistic.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of
company.
Because why would you insert an AI character in this alien monster movie?
That's why. In the very famous scene when we finally realize who he is, there's signs all the way along, but he keeps drinking the milk, etc. He looks at the xenomorph in the thing and he closes it like he's looking at porn. But when they face off and he has the white coming out, but what he does, this is a powerful scene when he fights Sigourney Weaver, is he grabs a porno mag and shoves it in her mouth. That's all he can do. He doesn't have the desire that a man has, but but you did see the frustration, and he was. Allegedly, from script or whatever, he was trying to violate but not kill.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of imagery?
That's wild. I mean, that's psychosexual horror.
He does love, and sci-fi has it does have originations in psychosexual stuff. Yeah, a lot of the imagery.
So does horror.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, think about every big horror movie. That there's always some sort of weird sexual power play.
Well, all the way to The Virgins Live, Let's Die.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah. But I would say this is one of the finest horror movies and slashers I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
There's not an ounce of fat on the script.
There's not.
It subverts everything. Strong female protagonist, atmospheric. The world building's amazing.
What's strange to me is that this is not a movie that I can just put on and just have go playing.
Because you watch it.
Because you really watch it. I think
even though we're doing that right now.
I think it takes a lot of. If I'm really watching a movie, it really takes a lot of energy out of me.
I'm actually with you. It does.
It takes it's not a hard watch because it's a great movie.
Yeah,
but it's a taxing movie to watch.
It is
for sure. And
I don't really understand. Your balls clenched the whole time.
You are tense.
Yeah,
it's an isolating movie. It's
alien isolation.
It's a physically dark movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a thematically dark movie.
Yeah. We're both just sitting here watching it.
Yeah.
I think too. What's neat is it's aged like fine wine and influenced everything that came after.
Yeah, it is.
Real practical effects, miniatures, like that stuff just doesn't go bad. And the Xenomorph has spawned 7+ movies and projects and games and board games, and it's not stopped. We have a movie coming out by Fede Alvarez, the best Evil Dead director. I'm John. Everybody loves Sam Rama, but I loved Alvarez's take. And now we're getting Alien Romulus, and I bet it's going to be brutal. I mean, this has influenced pop culture as much as almost anything.
Let me ask you something, though.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Do you not think that an overexposure to the Xenomorph makes subsequent films less impactful?
Like, do you think we have overexposure in this film?
I think not in this one.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah. I thought you were saying
Yeah,
in this one. I was like, no, that's why this is good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no,
But
I
just
do
like
agree.
Jaws sequels, I just think that the thing is that, and when we rewatch it, I may have a different opinion. So don't, y'all don't hang me by this, but Aliens, you take something creepy and you make it more action.
Yeah.
And I think horror remains throughout the franchise.
I see what it's kind of like Dawn of the Dead.
I just feel like it loses something past this point.
Well, this is this to me is lightning striking.
Yeah, this is 100%.
Alien is lightning striking.
Is one of the best horror movies and one of the best sci-fi movies.
It's right there with John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, like seriously, blow for blow.
Yeah.
And even Jerry Goldsmith's score. I have a note here. How good it was, complementing the eerie atmosphere, heightened attention, the sound effects, the aliens chilling.
Did you ever play the game?
No. Yes, I played. My buddy, shout out Crew, played it and beat it while I sat beside him. And I would sometimes take a turn until I died, and we'd pass it back and forth.
That's a creepy game.
I'm actually going to buy it. I'm actually going to buy it and replay it all the way through.
Games freak me out more than movies do.
I think I'm with you.
Me
too.
And that was tough. That was tough.
I look forward to playing it again. Alien Isolation, people, is what we're referencing. But I also think that what's interesting about this movie, I want to ask you this: why does it have such a legacy? Is it because the movie itself is just almost perfect?
I think so. I think it's
innovative creature design, the genre bending.
I think it's all of it, and I think it's when it came out too.
Sigourney's awesome. Yeah, when it came out,
I think,
big.
And not to knock it, if it came out today, I think it'd still be a wildly successful movie. But as we just talked about, we were in like a kind of a height of innovative movies coming out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you said, like The Shining and Star Wars and this and like
we needed that too, right? Wasn't there a lull for a second?
Oh,
Chinatown came around. And something.
Yeah. There was a lull. There was a kind of a depressing, cynical view, and this has some depressing. Of that. But this has it has a lot of creativity behind it.
Oh, a ton. Do you know what he wanted to look like? Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ridley saw that and was blown away, and he said, "You never felt safe." And it was
maybe that's why this is like a taxing movie to watch, because you don't know who
breathe.
If you don't know who the protagonist is, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And even when you do know that it's her, I'm blanking on her character's name.
And they're all sweaty too, and Ripley, ironically Ripley.
Okay,
put himself
that's what I kept thinking, but even when you know that Ripley is your protagonist, you still don't feel like she's safe, because you kind of think this movie's going to end with everybody dead.
Yes.
Like, you kind of think that.
You think it in the beginning that everybody is dead, which is cool, that opening sequence.
Yeah.
I love, too, the title card where it's a discovery of the word itself, alien. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it's fascinating. It's Did I just see a boom mic on that scene? Oh, that was. I wonder if that was the xenomorph.
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, I think
that's
you're right.
insane.
I think you're right.
This movie, I swear to you, dude, it rewards. Great movies do, but rewatches on this movie are priceless.
Yeah,
he's going after the kitty cat Jonesy.
Been there.
Hey, that's gotten a lot of us. The alien town, pound town. But I do think that I'll say it. I think this is a masterpiece, and I forgot that it was.
Where do you rank this against like Jaws or Halloween?
That's a great question, because I almost think I will, by the time I hang it up, my life's over, will watch this more than I watch Jaws, but less than Halloween.
Yeah, probably.
And that's not saying it's...
And Jaws is pretty much a perfect film, too.
And it's amazing. Yeah. It invented the summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
Its performances are wonderful, and it was a happy accident. Bruce kept breaking down.
I don't know if... I would probably put this right at Jaws.
I would, yeah, exactly. I don't think I'm comfortable saying better or worse, which is a huge compliment.
Yeah, it is.
Huge.
I'm gonna,
one of the greatest American movies of all time.
I'm going to have to rewatch both probably more
Look at that.
than I have.
Is that the facehugger's skin?
Yeah, I think it's
interesting. I don't think I caught that last time.
Why do you think they're so sweaty in this movie?
I was just about to say, I think that's why it's a taxing watch.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a part of it, because it's like they're in a submarine.
Yeah.
They're so confined. They're probably always stressed.
Probably really, yeah. And they're also freaking out.
Yeah, they're freaking out. A bunch of metal, a bunch of machinery.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I think purposely, this is not a sleek design ship. This is a very
it's a mining rig,
mechanical, not. It's you wouldn't look at it and think that it was even built correctly.
Yeah,
there's a lot of you feel like there's just a lot of like
it's like a factory.
If the Death Star is a hot rod, this is the ship that's on cinder blocks in your front yard. You know what I mean? But in a good way.
This is the Pinto.
In a good way. Yeah.
Yeah. It is such a dark movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it's a
well
physically.
done,
It's a yeah.
You really do have to focus.
If you walked in the room and just saw this scene, you'd think he's in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
You would not realize he's in space.
You have to focus too. You're right. That's why it's taxing. You have to squint.
You have to really watch what's going on, because the xenomorph is physically dark too, so he could be in any and all of these shadows, and that's what's one of the things that's so terrifying about it. And you don't. What's also so great about that is you don't have to give it a reason. You want to know why Michael Myers is the way he is. You want to know why Jason's the way he is. You don't have to know.
That's what's interesting. That's why this movie independently is such a masterpiece.
Right. You don't have to know.
They do kind of over-explain.
Exactly. Exactly.
One of the best scenes in this movie, they land. You get this sequence of them landing on the planet. You see all the protocol they have to do to walk on. It actually shows how difficult that would be. And they come upon this giant humanoid attached to this part of the ship on this planet. I mean, huge. It's the size of a small mountain.
This is where you would see it in the director's cut.
Oh, cool.
He's hanging down. So people, I'm sorry if y'all.
Yeah, go please.
What's this guy's name again? I forget.
You like him. Tom Skerritt. No, it's not. That's Harry Dean Stanton. Plays Brett.
Oh, okay.
Great actor.
And he's in this room and he's searching for this cat, and now you see the xenomorph kind of like come down behind him, and that's your first real shot.
Oh my goodness!
But in the director's cut, you see him just kind of hanging above, and
they would have burned him from Witchcraft in '79 for that.
Oh, 100%.
Look at that shot.
Yeah, that's we got a famous line in this movie, like a big famous movie line in this movie.
What is it?
"Game Over, Man" by Bill Paxton.
Really?
Yeah. "Game Over, Man." That's a huge thing. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
unfortunately, Bill Paxton's
R.I.P. I love everything. He always brought life to movies.
Great actor.
He's awesome.
But yeah, I think I don't know if it's "Game Over, Man." "Game Over," I think is the full quote.
But hey, another one. It was the at the bottom of the poster. I don't think it's on my poster. "In space, no one can hear you scream."
Did they say that in the movie?
I don't know, but it's on the IMDb.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think as far as movie,
it'd be corny if they said it.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like, look at the close-ups and how personal you feel to all of them. But there's not a bad performance in this.
No, there's not.
That everything. I think for the jaw, everything has to go perfect for these masterpieces. They can't be intentional masterpieces.
No.
And it just does. Like rewatching, and it comes in under 2 hours. Am I correct on that? Does this come in under 2? It does, 1 hour and 57.
Yeah.
And with all that world building.
Yeah.
Like that's this. But when you see that giant, whatever it is, we have no idea. And the aliens were originally supposed to be in a pyramid, couldn't get it with the budget, so they made them underneath.
Oh, really?
Which is cool. You have that like layer of fog, and the guy does the most scientific thing ever and sticks his face right in it. But forgive that.
Stick your face right in it.
But I'm telling you, Ash is one of the scariest parts of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on a rewatch.
I better say, for contemporary audiences,
yeah,
AI is.
Dang, this movie's aged so well.
It's.
I firmly believe all sci-fi comes real. I've always said that.
You think all sci-fi becomes
because I think if a man can think of something,
we've talked about this on the podcast before.
If we can think of something, we'll eventually do it. And I'm not saying like the xenomorph, but like the guy,
but the AI,
right at that level.
Yeah.
Mother, who's the whole pod looks like a brain.
Not you think it's going to be? Probably will be in our day and time on it.
Real from fake.
It will be in our time on it.
Yeah, I think so. Especially our kids. Shout out our kids.
Yeah.
Like shots like that with miniatures, I just love them. You can thank Star Wars for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh my gosh, yeah, the miniatures in Star Wars.
Oh, it's so awesome. I mean, yeah, Ridley loved it. Maybe he did this. He did Space, or what is it called? Blade Runner, and all the other crap he did.
Have you watched Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Have we talked about it on the pod?
No, we have not covered
Well, we got to
it.
do this.
I love Blade Runner 2049.
I love it too. It's great. Yeah.
Harrison Ford, that's another one we talk. I was going to ask you this right now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Harrison Ford or Jack Nicholson?
For me personally, it's oh god.
I knew that would get you.
Harrison Ford is in two of my favorite franchises of all time.
Yeah,
but Jack Nicholson, I just love Jack Nicholson.
I do too.
Did you see a thing I sent you about the Jack Nicholson summer?
Yeah. I wish I could show that on the screen.
Yeah. I don't know. There is something so.
What are my chances? Does not compute.
That's wild.
So you don't want to answer? You want to think about it? That's a tough one.
I think my personality says Jack Nicholson, and I think my nerdism says Harrison Ford. Okay. Because I love Indiana Jones, I love Star Wars, but although I like his other movies, those are up here, and his other stuff is fine. It's good. Jack is almost all up here, though.
Well, Jack, let's be honest, he probably is the more talented actor.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got the Oscars. Harrison Ford doesn't have the Oscars. I think Harrison Ford may have Harrison Ford's got a pretty good range, though.
He can definitely do roles that I couldn't see Jack doing now. Well, not now, but he can play that. But I think Jack can do more that Harrison Ford, I don't think could have been Jack Torrance. I don't know if he could have been in Cuckoos.
Jack Nicholson has a charisma.
Yeah, he has a register he can hit that most men can't.
He's just unmatched.
It's called Riz. We didn't know it at the time. Yeah. It's called Riz. So does Harrison Ford in his own way.
Oh yeah, no, he does. I mean, nobody else could be Indiana Jones.
No,
it was almost Tom Selleck.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only reason it wasn't is because he couldn't get out of his Magnum PI contract.
Really?
Yeah. So thank God, because
wow, it's crazy what has came from Jaws was because Bruce the mechanical shark kept breaking down.
Hey,
wouldn't even be good. We even have Spielberg if that doesn't happen in the capacity we do with the checks that the studios are willing to write.
We almost didn't have.
We even have a summer.
We almost didn't have Keanu Reeves in the way we have him because he was not the first person picked for The Matrix. The first person picked for The Matrix was Will Smith. And Morpheus was going to be played by Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Again, I wish we could travel to these threads and watch these movies.
Those. I mean, but Will Smith himself has said it would be a different movie if he had been in it, and that movie is perfect with Keanu Reeves. He said that himself.
Yeah, it would be a different. Perfect. Will Smith is very talented.
Yeah, and at the
he
time,
slap Chris Rock, dude, I'd be wearing his jersey.
But you know what? You know why he turned it down? You know what he turned it down for? Well, first off, he said
Wild West.
He turned it down for Wild Wild West.
Oh, I guessed. Nice.
Yeah, but he said that his the pitch for The Matrix was like, we're going to have one camera here and then another camera, and then he's going to have all these cameras, and then it's going to look like in places that time is stopped, and that's the pitch. And he was like,
Wachowskis.
He was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna just do this movie instead.
Well, he chose wrong. Yeah, but it worked out for both of them.
Yeah. I mean, not for Wild Wild West, but
no, but Will. I mean, he's fine. Mm-hmm. He's. I haven't seen Bad Boys.
I was going to say, are you gonna see Bad Boys?
We need to talk about if we want to cover it.
Okay.
It's selling a lot.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always.
Do we? I mean, well, we need to talk. Well, we'll talk about it another time. We're still talking about Aliens.
We want to build. Aliens is amazing, though. Another thing it did, they used the Atari to show those dots.
Was that the Atari? I wondered,
6400.
Interesting.
And not only that, another way, they made us afraid of dots. And you'd also think, as it comes on right now, that there would be a conflict as soon as they meet. But then it subverts that because it's in the freaking vents.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're not breathing and then nothing happens. You're like, what? This movie is darn near perfect.
Yeah.
It's darn near perfect. Yeah. Like it is. Like it's Sigourney Weaver's such a knockout in this. They're all so good. The mythology of it. Too.
Pardon? This just catapults her too. Yeah. Just in the genre. She's in a lot of other sci-fi type stuff and action hero type stuff.
Did you lose it when you saw that alien though? Like
the alien's terrifying.
Or no, not the xenomorph. That's the best creature design I've ever seen. It won an Oscar deservingly.
Yeah.
It's etched in film history.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the most powerful scene to me is stumbling upon that giant creature that's dead, long been dead.
Oh, right.
Cavity open in his chest, but he's just the size of a school bus.
Yeah.
Bigger. And like, what is that? Like, imagine seeing this and not knowing there's a sequel and all that. And then your imagination paints what that is.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, I love going to the stars. I'm glad Hollywood went to the stars for a while. Thanks, George Lucas.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ridley Scott. But I think Alien, I mean, we wanted to kind of we're an emotional, like, we want to know how a movie makes us feel and talk about this movie's been examined top to bottom, Easter eggs covered, they're plentiful and all that. But that was wild. That was wild. But we just wanted to show you, hey, this is a freaking awesome movie. One of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
And as we lead up to Fede Alvarez's Alien Romulus, we're going to cover Alien and Aliens, Prometheus. We'll cover them all as the extra, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a giant Prometheus fan. I have a huge like cloth poster from a Florida movie theater.
Oh, wow.
That would take up an entire wall in here.
Interesting.
And I've always just had it.
Well, yeah, we should cover the rest of them, see where we land.
I can't go Remember how we usually strip naked about this part in the pod?
Right.
We can't now because of video.
Well, we could.
I keep forgetting there is video.
Right.
But we care about y'all.
Do we? Oh, yes, we do.
I can't wait till they see the rest. But for me, I mean, it's an 8.5 on IMDb.
Deservingly so.
Yeah, I think it's a rock star of a movie.
Yeah.
I guess here's the big question, because I don't give this out much. I've given a 5 on Letterboxd to Return of the King. Lord of the Rings is in theaters right now, by the way. Did you know that?
I did not. No.
I'm going to have to watch. It's the anniversary, so I missed it. I missed Return of the King, but they're going to do it again, where it's Fellowship, Twin Towers.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry, people.
Wow.
We got them. Two Towers. Sam has sons walking around, by the way. I'll show you his fourth oldest son, who's like dressed like a punk thing, and like it's the weirdest thing in the world seeing them around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's freaky. I'll show you. But what? Oh yeah, and then Return of the King. But I would give a 5 to The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
I give a 5 to the Return of the King.
Yeah.
I think Return of the King, I'm on record saying it's the greatest movie ever made. The one where I'm blown away by movie magic.
Yes.
I don't know how they, you know what I mean?
That movie is fantastic.
The Shining is currently my favorite, but like that one's the one that blows me away the most. But I'm really, really contemplative of giving Alien a 5.
Yeah.
I just don't know what I could do to make it better.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there for me too. Probably a 4.5.
I think that's where I'm going to land.
Yeah.
But say that's where we land. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you holding against Alien?
I don't think I'm holding anything against Alien. I think for a 5, it would have to be a movie that I just have to have over and over. Like Return of the King, I have watched that a lot.
Yeah.
I have watched Star Wars a lot. So
yeah.
Maybe it's less about what I think is critically good and more about like what I connect with more.
Well, the famous line is art is subjective.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you put this at a 5, I wouldn't knock it.
Right. I bet a lot of people do.
Yeah, maybe so. Oh, you mean put it at a 5?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you even have R2-D2 behind you. You said, bang. AMC popcorn bucket from years ago.
For what? For one of the sequels?
It was
Rise.
Because I was working there, so it would have been
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Yep. I had like Federation. I had like people walking around.
Dune one in here too.
I had the Dune bussy.
It's got a lot of lube on it. Was that butter?
Soap. That's margarine. Yeah. I was eating. Yeah. That makes more sense. God, look at this! Look at the set design. Like, no wonder it won an Oscar.
Yeah. This is a pretty interesting room.
I love that, and it's made to look like, because everything's made to look like some human organ, a brain. So,
that makes
they
sense.
say mother looks like a brain somehow. I don't really say it right now, but
probably the way it lights up the lobes and stuff.
That makes sense. Yeah. Not,
okay.
But so we covered in a violent nature, stop motion. Always got to have the horror, and in the violent nature is also horror. All three of these were horror.
I just realized that
round of horror, baby.
Yeah. But they all fit our categories: release and horror, and
they are
and classic. Well, I just realized that in the violent nature is a double because they're also in nature and it's violent.
Ooh, was that a double entendre?
Yeah.
Shout out Will Smith and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for teaching me that. That is interesting.
Yeah, I just realized that.
I like it.
Yeah. It's fine.
Hey, you're looking at the new Ebert and Roper. And I'm glad you can finally see us. Expect better lighting next time and bigger stories. Speaking of Will Smith, we got it. No, I'm kidding. He fumbled Margot Robbie. That's crazy.
He what?
He fumbled Margot Robbie.
What does that mean?
To have
first
an
off, her name
the
is
girl
Robbie,
being interested in you and then not pursue.
Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
He's married though.
Yeah,
he's been married since Margot Robbie was an infant.
It is a weird story.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
His marriage is weird.
Don't get me wrong. She's terrible.
Yeah, like
she's terrible, and I will shout it from the rooftops that she's terrible.
Yeah,
but
yeah, Chris Rock should have been slapped. I hate that so much.
I do hate that. But do you?
I do not forgive him.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there not a place where we move on from it and forgive him for it and just hope for the best, or you just ready to cancel him just because of the one?
Not cancel. I don't believe in cancel culture.
I don't either.
I think everybody.
For some, like, we don't need Kevin Spacey back.
Did you not see? He got acquitted. He wasn't found guilty.
Well, I know, but that doesn't.
I bet he comes back.
I doubt it.
Dude,
he was just on Piers Morgan talking about how he doesn't have any money.
Really?
He had like a breakdown. But let's just say.
Do you think there should be
if they have done violent criminal acts?
Okay. Yeah. There's levels.
There is levels.
There's levels
because sexual assault is not the same thing as getting slapped in the face.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's not.
Because as much as I hate what he did to Chris Rock, and he should not have gotten a standing ovation like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, he should have at least punched him, right?
Yeah, and if I was Chris Rock, I would have gone like this. I would have gone.
But if that had happened like behind the curtain, and you just heard about it later, nobody would have cared.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, interesting Oscar moment.
He slapped him. Like it should not have happened. Violence is never the answer.
No, it makes us look like animals, right?
It does.
I think war is a failure of humanity.
It makes him look like he's unhinged.
It does, and he doesn't look happy.
No,
he doesn't look happy.
Plus, he's also laughing at the joke 2 seconds before he goes up there and slaps him.
Dude, and the thing is, Hollywood is unhinged. You know what? Part of me is okay with that. And actually, part of me wants that. Because I miss when we couldn't relate to movie stars.
Do I think that he's wrong for doing it? Absolutely. It was also like 3 years ago, and I don't care anymore.
Is that 3 years now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure?
Yeah. It was not at the very least. At the very least, it's 2.
Yeah, I know it's 2.
And I don't care.
Well, do you think that everybody should have a path of redemption?
I think
they do have one spiritually.
Spiritually, yes.
But you're talking about should they get employed in the public?
Like I'm saying, like the I don't think Harvey Weinstein needs to come back. You know what I mean? Bill Cosby doesn't need to come back. Kevin Spacey doesn't need to come back.
Weinstein he's getting out too. Kevin Spacey and Weinstein are getting out in the same week.
Well, Kevin Spacey never went to prison.
No, exactly. They both had separate way. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm not litigious.
Kevin Spacey never really denied it.
Yeah.
So like, at least as far as I can remember,
for power and money, you're with Kevin Spacey. Y'all are partying.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, let's whatever. You're going to be in Inception 2. Do you say no?
Inception 2.
He has no connection to it whatsoever. It's literally sitting over there, and I saw it. Do you say no?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I say no.
I do because I'm married.
Okay, that's interesting.
No, I'm just I'm not gay. I mean, not that.
Right.
It's June. Are we done? I'm joking, people. No, I'm with you. I think the path to redemption is an interesting one. It's a conversation maybe just had by the village people, not like in town square. You know what I mean? Maybe like Freddie Mercury. Dude, David Bowie in Twin Peaks, though. That was nice.
Yeah.
He's got more in the missing pieces. He's got way more.
I don't know if it's the video or I'm just more lucid today. But this pod is all over the place.
Yeah, but
there is not a one constant stream of thought.
No, look, that's you. By the way, guys, the guy with his mouth's open, he's covered in white substance, and he's blinking. You know what I tell you? I say close your eyes. But yeah, I mean, you got Alien, you got In a Violent Nature, you got what's the other one? Stop Motion. Great picture.
This is the last one. I'm glad we did video for the last one.
Han shot first.
Han's the only one that shot.
You know what Greedo is? Anti-Semite.
That actress just died.
Oh,
the Greedo actress. Yeah, it was a woman.
She's the one in Twin Peaks. She just passed away too. One in Twin Peaks, The Return, just passed away.
I don't know if it's the same one or not.
Well, R.I.P. her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like there goes the vibe. But we will cover next. I like to do a little tease. We'll have shorter shorts on. We know what sells. We know what sells. I don't know if mine can get any shorter. You see that, guys?
Please don't.
The imprint. We will cover. I don't really know. It's a slow year for movies. Can I be honest? Like theatrically, it's slow.
Yeah.
We'll do Aliens. I want to cover The Matrix at some point.
Yeah, we should.
Plato's Allegory, The Cave, Wachowski's changed and all that. Like it's just neat. The White Rabbit, Eminem. I mean, you got Eminem's new thing. He wants everybody to check this out. What is it? Go ahead and advertise it.
What?
Eminem's new.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not out yet.
Houdini.
Oh, yeah, the Houdini song's out.
We got him.
Oh, good.
You love him.
I do.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
I do. I am a big fan.
He's fine.
You're not?
No, he's good.
Yeah, okay.
I think I liked his early stuff more.
Well, that's what everyone's talking about with Houdini. It sounds like the old. It sounds like the old.
Yeah,
stuff.
I like the stuff with Dre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's. Yeah. I mean, that stuff was iconic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll cover, I guess, Aliens, and we'll figure out because where that fits in is interesting. I don't know that it's a classic.
It's probably considered.
It is.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
let's look because the first one is 1979, right? Ridley Scott, 8.5. Aliens. Well, that was not calibrated.
That would have been the 80s.
1986. 8.4. Wow. It's apparently awesome.
People love it.
Oh, okay.
People love it. Yeah.
I can't remember it. Excuse me. James Cameron, man. I mean, that's somebody.
I guess it is.
I can't believe you don't like James Cameron. You don't like Titanic?
No. I like Titanic, and I like the Terminator.
Terminator 2, dude. He wrote
No.
that. You don't like Terminator 2?
Okay.
People.
Listen. Go back and rewatch it. That kid
a while.
is so annoying.
You do see Schwarzenegger dong.
Sure.
Cancels out the kid.
Yeah.
I can't remember. You don't like T2?
The kid is so annoying.
We might have to cover T2 just so you can
do it. And you'll realize it'll pop up. It'll break the glass for you on how that's not
like
as
Judgment
good
Day?
as what
you don't. It's T2 Judgment Day.
Oh,
you really don't. Genuinely?
It's fine. It's good. It's good, but it's not. It's not what people say it is because that kid alone brings it down a whole letter grade.
I say I love it more than we love our children.
Well, that's not true.
No, I'm joking. Is everybody? Wow.
The kid is
5-star review.
The kid is so annoying.
I don't like annoying kids. I will give you that. I can't remember.
And I mean,
wow.
No, nothing against him, but it's not good. The movie's good, but he makes it worse.
Oh, Bill Paxton's in Aliens.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays.
How does that work?
Private Hudson.
How does that work?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How does it work?
Does he not die in this?
Bill Paxton?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Bill Paxton's not in this one. He's not in the original.
Okay, he's in the second one.
He's in the second one.
Yeah,
he's
right.
Is Sigourney Weaver, is she the lesbian?
What?
I can't remember. I'm just curious.
What, like in real life?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
feel like this is not.
Hey, but can we both say this? Probably the most impressive final girl in the film.
Oh, no, absolutely.
She stands her own, faces him down. She was born in 1949. Dude, we're going to end up losing all these people, and I'm going to be sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I got it wrong then.
About?
That line is in Aliens.
Okay. So you lied to the people.
Yeah, I completely lied to the people.
Good. Yeah, you hear that, people?
I must remember more about Aliens than I remembered.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it. So you got
because,
me.
Yeah. So, okay, I might be wrong. That might be better than I remember it being.
It's, according to this, it's right up there with the original.
Well, I'm excited to cover it because I could.
Okay, good. Well,
yeah,
Aliens will be covered.
Yeah, we'll do that. We should do that next.
And we'll go all the way up to Romulus. Just like we've done that. We did that last year.
Yeah.
I think Romulus is going to be awesome. That trailer is amazing.
Yeah.
And guys, we're going to have more content, trailer reaction videos. We'll make a TikTok and a Instagram, whatever, for those things. Me and him will both have the login, so you can, you know what I mean? Like, we just want to inundate you guys to better our lives.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Favorite movie out of those 4 posters right there, and you can count the Jordan Peele one of all of them.
Well, that's a game, isn't it?
Not that one. Sorry,
just
the 4.
Just
4
these
jacket.
4.
Blah, 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 blah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Isn't that crazy? So we can put Everything Everywhere All at Once against Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And I bet we watch Everything Everywhere All at Once more than we watch Oppenheimer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a special movie. A lot of people thought that was a gimmick Oscar. No, it wasn't.
No, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's
loved
weird,
it.
but I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
Cabin in the Woods is overrated.
Did you finish? That's the perfect movie.
It's so far.
That's insane. We'll do an episode where we fight like movies.
Right.
That'd be cool. I pick a movie,
Fight,
have them fight.
Yeah, I like that.
Apparently a couple of film guys got in a fist fight outside. It was so lame. It was in New York, some festival, over movie opinions.
We should do that.
And they're like swinging wide. Like,
we should get on a boat and do that.
First we have to find a boat.
Well, you've been on a boat.
That's true. That was a deep joke. Carted off on an ambulance, rover drinking, fighting a punk band at a film festival. But we will Alien in a violent nature. I've stopped. This was a Southern goodbye, boys. Yeah. It goes on and on and on.
I hope you cut out the last 15 minutes of this.
No way. And we'll be back at it. So please subscribe, leave that 5-star review on Spotify or Apple or wherever. Share us with your fat mamas, your real large mothers. And there's nothing wrong with that. Rob, am I crazy or do we love a big lady?
We love a big lady.
We love a big lady.
All right.
It's June. We love a big man. You got Ken.
You got Rob.
And we watch way more movies than you. See you, people.
Sorry, people.
I don't know how to stop it.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Here's Johnny.
Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Bond. James Bond.
Make your lives extraordinary.
Restless. No photo. No photo.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk free.
Welcome to I Watch More Movies Than You. And please take that as a challenge. What else on earth can you spend $10 and then leave the planet for 2 hours? Only movies. Come join us as we experience, explore, and journey through the greatest art form in history.
And here we go.